back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. For the first time in a while, I'm started on time. Thank you, everybody, for dealing with my tardiness. I started early today, so thank goodness. Yeah, thank you everybody who's joined the chat. If you're watching replay, thank you too. Hi, Brianne, how are you? I'm so grateful. You make all the lives. I'm so grateful. Yeah, so welcome to this couples update weekly that I've been doing. I used to do them on Thursdays. I'm doing them on Wednesday. Next week I will not be doing it because it is my birthday. Hi, Strange Fruit. Oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you. I've missed you. How are you? You've really been in my thoughts. Happy birthday season, my fellow Aquarius. So yeah, next week I'll be away for my birthday. I'm going to Harry Potter. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want anybody stalking me. Not any of you are stalking me, but I've had some stalkers in the past that I want to know that they know where my whereabouts are. So I'm going to go see Harry Potter at one of the Universals. Could be LA, could be Orlando. Thank you so much. Oh, happy early birthday. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I'm so happy I'm turning 36. And my 30s has been the best. I love it so much. You know, people are like, don't you feel afraid of getting older? And I'm like, it's a blessing. I love getting older. When I was in my 20s, I always describe it as like, I felt like I was swimming and the water was here and I'd be like this and then come back up like this. I don't know if you guys get that reference. Happy prayer season. Happy birthday for next week. Thank you so much, love. I really, really appreciate that. This year I really feel like it's Aquarius season. Like some years I'm like, I don't really feel like it's Aquarius, but this season I feel very much so. I actually got a print. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got a print over there. So beautiful. I'm actually gonna write down her name over here in the comments. So this is her name, Tan Ellis. She has this beautiful deck that I often use. Let me show it to you. Earth Woman Tarot, but I got one of her prints. She sent me one. So sweet. She lives in the UK, and I really appreciate it. And I want to shout her out because she's so talented. And her deck inspired me actually to do another deck. So I'm really excited for that. So let's get into this couples update. Oh, I love that you guys are talking to each other. Let's get into this couples update. Do I have anything else to say? I just want to be here next week. And then the following week, I'll do my members live for everybody. Also, I did my nails, did my Harry Potter nails. I got these Glamnetic nails. You guys can see. This side has H for Hufflepuff. I did them before. I did Slytherin, excuse me. And I also did, what was the other one that I did? They were black. Death of Holly. What is it? Hollow. I forgot the name. And I'm a Harry Potter stan. I should know this. Anyways, I'll write it down if I remember. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm really excited to be doing this. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, let's get into this first reading. So I recently saw that Justin unfollowed Hailey Bieber. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting because and this is the thing, I want everybody to be happy. This is my whole, and not that I'm enforcing it on them, but I just think the world would be such a happy place, and it sounds very hippie of me to say this. The world would be a happy place, everybody was happy and got along. But the truth is that it's not like that. Life is real, and things happen. People get divorced, especially in Hollywood. Hollywood has a very high divorce rate for a reason, you know. or for a few reasons. But it's a lot of the time people rush into marriages and get married when they're not meant to be. And I really strongly believe that Haley came into Justin's life and he was at a low. He was very, very low. And because of that, I really strongly believe that their relationship won't last. And I just saw that Justin unfollowed Haley. I don't know if I said that before, but I predicted a divorce, and I predicted it for some time, and I said that they'd be separated, they get back together. But ultimately, he would end up divorcing her in 4 years. So the first reading I did was 3 years ago, and I said in 4 years they would have a divorce, and I'm not wishing it upon them. It's just what I read. So let's get into it. I'll just drop my cards. Okay, let's get into it. Just the energy, the unfollowing on Instagram energy. So it's something to do with money. I'm using the Lightyear's Tarot, by the way. I just got 7 of Pentacles, the Temperance, and 3 of Wands. So I think intuitively, this is what I pick up, she has voiced her wanting to leave. And I did say that I strongly saw him like kind of disappearing. This is what Pisces, a lot of Pisces do. I know, Brianna, you're Pisces. So this is no shade. I'm just being honest. As I mentioned the flaws of Aquarius, I mentioned the flaws of other signs too. A lot of Pisces will never break up with you. They will disappear because they kind of feel bad if they have to do it, you know? So they'll disappear, especially Pisces men. They'll disappear, they'll play the disappearing act so that you kind of get the hint, you know? And I say this all the time. Pisces, what you need to work on in general, all Pisces, I'm not just talking to specific, communication. Learn to say what you are feeling. And when you learn to say how you're feeling, people can pick up on you, you know? And that's something I've seen Pisces really, really struggle with, like communicating what your needs are in a relationship, which he's not good at doing. And she's told him, if you don't rise up to the occasion, I'm sure having a child is not easy either, you know, with somebody that's hardly around. I see him being hardly there. I see him working a lot more than anything. And I see that she feels alone. And because she feels alone, she's even told him, I'm going to file for divorce. I see her filing for divorce when she ultimately does. And right now I get October of this year. So I wish them only the best, but that's what I see. By October, she's going to file. She's going to say, I felt alone. Brianna says, I don't think I could ever break someone else's heart. I don't want that. Yeah, that bad karma. But sometimes that's the thing. I see that with Pisces. You all mean well by doing it. But then the other person, for example, I've been in that situation with the Pisces, and I was like, where do we stand? What's going on? You know, I'd rather know the truth. So it really depends on the person. I'd rather be broken up with and know the truth than like the person disappears on me. I don't know why they, you know, we're together. He's my boyfriend, but I haven't spoken to him in a week. That kind of thing. It's like, so everybody's different. That's why everybody has different modes of communication, compatibility. But for me, I'd rather just know the truth. I'd rather know my stand. I'd rather know that we're broken up than have the person disappear. And especially after having a child, like she's going to feel alone. So let's look at the charts. Let's start with Haley. I know she's Sun in Sagittarius. Okay, so Sun Sagittarius, Moon in Taurus, Venus in Libra. Can't find rising. Okay, so Venus in Libra. So she tries to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that's why this relationship has lasted so long. It's because she's continually given him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so let's do let's do his chart. Justin Bieber's chart. So he's Sun in Pisces, Moon in Libra, Venus in Pisces. Interesting. Rising in Scorpio. I can see his rising in Scorpio, 100%. Rising Scorpio. I feel like in general, and this is not just a Pisces thing, his chart indicates to me he's not good at communication. And especially with Mercury and Aquarius, I feel like when he does communicate what he needs to say, he does it when he's angry. And that's not good. I just saw Bad Bunny's 1994. That's when he was born. I can't believe he's younger than I am. Which makes sense. I just thought he was like almost 40. Anyways, side note. So yeah, he needs to learn how to communicate. All Pisces. I say this for all Pisces. Most, actually. But especially if you have, for example, Moon in Libra, Rising in Scorpio, his strong placements indicate to me that he's not good at communicating. And when he does, because his Mercury is in Aquarius, he's angry when he does it. And it comes across kind of like, I don't want to say the word because YouTube's going to flag me. But you know what I mean. It comes across dangerous. To say that. But he doesn't mean to be like that. It just comes across like that. So stay tuned for October. By October, we're going to hear some news from her. It could change because both of them are very stubborn. I've said this before. Both of them are very stubborn. They have something to prove. They got married when they were young. I think too young. No shade to anybody who gets married in the early 20s. But I think if you are in the public light, if you have a lot of money, don't get married when you're young. Don't. Absolutely do not. And I have my many reasons. But one of them is that you really don't know yourself. And I've said this before. I've been engaged twice, right? If I had gotten married to either of those people, they would have ended very dismally. Very, very dismally. Because I didn't know myself, So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to super interesting comparing Justin's chart with Hailey's and also Justin's chart with Selena's placements. Yeah, I did one a while ago. I don't really want to do Selena Gomez right now because there's a lot of talk around her. But it is interesting to see, I believe that both women enable him. Selena enabled him. Hailey enables him, but for two different reasons. Chart placements, yes, but also because Selena, which is what Cancers struggle with, she's Sun in Cancer, they have too many emotions. They're too empathetic towards people, that they oftentimes hinders the ability to see logic, I think her logic with him went out the window because she was given a promise. If you believe, Cancers are very loyal. They have many great qualities. I am very fond of Cancers. But they can live in the clouds, and they can believe in a relationship when they shouldn't. And other people will be like, we'll tell them, you need to leave. This is not healthy. And they will say, no, I believe in this. I believe in it. I believe in it. And they'll believe in it till the very end, till the person shows them that they're a psycho, that they're the ultimate romantics. They really believe in romance. They believe in all that stuff. So, yeah, that's why Cancers sometimes really struggle. And I think Hailey enables him because she has a lot to gain financially from Justin. And as the Sun in Sagittarius, the shadow side is they like to be the head, like the queen of the castle, and she's living out her dream of being the queen of the castle by being married to him. So, okay, so let's move on to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I've been accurate a lot about this. It Ends With Us. I just recorded two videos. I recorded one on Ryan Reynolds, and I recorded one on It Ends With Us. And in both, I saw there being an end to their relationship. And I'm not wishing this upon them at all. I just think Ryan is very controlling. And I'm going to tell you, when I read his chart, I'm going to tell you about a Scorpio that I dated, a famous Scorpio I dated, and little things he did. Yeah, so let's read her chart. Her sun is a Virgo, her moon is in Virgo. I don't realize there's so much Virgo. And her Venus is in Virgo. Wow. Her Mars is in Virgo, her Mercury's in Virgo. Her rising's in Leo. Wow. That's why she has this mean girl thing. Because I love my son in Virgos, okay? My best friend's a son of Virgo. Two of my good friends son of Virgo. My dad's son of Virgo. Actually, my best friend and my dad share the same birthday. But in femininity, they can come across Regina George types. You know, same thing with Leos. They can come across like, I'm all that. You know, I've seen Virgos compliment somebody, and Leos do this too. And her rising's in Leo. So imagine. Both of them do this thing of like, maybe it's also an August thing, because I've seen a lot of August. She's August, right? Let's see when her birthday is. She's August 25th. Maybe it's an August baby thing, but I've seen a lot of people born in August have like this catty, mean side. I've seen them, you know how Regina George in Mean Girls, one of my favorite movies, they'll compliment someone, how she compliments, she's like, that's the prettiest bracelet I've ever seen. And then the person, she's like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. I've seen a lot of Leos do that. And I've seen a lot of Virgos do that too. When they're in their shadow side, they can be very mean girl, very two-faced, very, get away from me, who are you? You know, which is very condescending, mean. I think Meghan Markle has that. She's a sun in Leo. Who are other sun in Virgos? Jennifer Lopez, Leo placement, sun in Leo. They have this like, ew, don't talk to me. Cameron Diaz. Is Cameron Diaz a son of Virgo? Let's see. Who I met, she was the rudest celebrity. Oh, minute. Let's see. Cameron Diaz. I'm surprised stories haven't come out about Cameron Diaz, honestly. Because I've heard a lot of stories. And I had my own Cameron Diaz story, and I heard a friend of mine, her friend used to work for Cameron Diaz. She was her personal assistant, and she had horrible stories, absolutely horrible stories. But yes, she's the 25th. Excuse me, she's the 30th of August. So she is Sun of Virgo. Let's see, any Leo, Mercury and Leo. So I see those Virgo and Leo placements. They can be very, look you up and down, like, what are you wearing? Who do you know? You know, that kind of mean girl. So I'm not surprised that all of this is coming out about Blake Lively. And I did say, I don't know if you guys know this, but I had a few friends that either worked for CW or were like crew members that worked with Blake Lively. And they had horror stories. And it's not gossip because that's their own story, you know? Just like I have my own story about Cameron Diaz, they have their own story about Blake Lively. So, especially, like I said, with her strong Virgo placements, Venus and Virgo, it's sad. It's very sad. And like I said, I love Virgo placements, but they need to be balanced out, you know? They need to be balanced out. Okay, so let's get to his chart, and I'm going to tell you my Scorpio story, which I haven't really told. I think I told it about Leonardo DiCaprio, and I was talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, who I also have a story about. But yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. So let's share Ryan Reynolds' chart. Okay, so his sun is in Scorpio, moon is in Scorpio, Venus is in Sagittarius. His rising is in Virgo, so that also gives that like snooty. I think Virgo placements just come across very snooty, you know. I used to think my rising was in Virgo, but I think my time of birth is wrong because I really feel like I'm rising in Libra. Even my physical structures rising in Libra. Anyways. So yeah, so let's get into this reading. Let me quickly tell you the Sun and Scorpio. So I used to date this famous Sun and Scorpio. He's in music, right? And I remember when he was courting me. I was in a relationship at the time. I was 31, I believe. Yeah, I was 31. I just turned 31 because I went to go see this guy that I was dating. It was both of our birthdays were in February. So I went after my birthday and before his to like meet in the middle, so we could both kind of celebrate our birthdays. So I went there. When I came back, he was like courting me a lot. This musician, the Sun and Scorpio musician. It's so hard not to say his name. Oh my gosh. So he just kept courting me. And I had mentioned to a mutual friend, I don't know if he was in the room or not, I can't remember that, but I mentioned to a mutual friend that I love SoulCycle. And I used to be a yoga teacher at a very corporate yoga studio, and we used to get free yoga. Free SoulCycle, free yoga and free SoulCycle. So I used to go to SoulCycle almost every day. I used to go 5-6 times a week. I was obsessed. In fact, I still love SoulCycle. I only recently stopped going because my left Achilles tendon got swollen, and I had to stop for a while, but maybe I'll go back sometime. Anyways, side note, I told him I love going to SoulCycle in Hollywood because it has one of my favorite instructors, and I said which one, and I said the time that I go. A week or two later, I see a billboard of this guy up right by that SoulCycle, and I'm like, excuse me? So then I found out that he wrote, this is what ultimately got me to consider giving him a chance. So he wrote me an album, which I thought was very, very sweet. It was very, very sweet. So I believe this whole idea that Ryan Reynolds was sending messages through social media, through a lot of Sun and Scorpio men do that. It's their way. They like to communicate in secret. And it was sweet. Like my ex and I, we used to have like our secret language, not necessarily secret language, but we would communicate with each other in ways that other people wouldn't understand. It was so, I love that side. It's kind of mysterious. As Sun in Aquarius, I love mystery. But the reason why I ended up breaking up with him is because he would kind of do like retaliation tactics with me. So he was very, very jealous, very jealous. And even if I looked in another man's direction and I wasn't even looking at the man, if it was something next to that man and I was looking in that way, he would reprimand me, he wouldn't talk to me, that kind of stuff. It was like, it was very abusive, honestly. It was. So why I ultimately ended it was I posted a picture of me, because I used to post pictures of yoga, and I used to do hot yoga, so I would wear almost nothing because it was hot. So I posted a picture of me doing a back bend next to these two guys. One of them was my really good friend's ex-husband. They were married at the time. The other one was a picture of my other good friend's ex-boyfriend, who they were dating at the time too. So there was no threat at all. And he disappeared. I knew it was that. I just knew it was that. And then I see that I found out that he cheated on me. So, and I found that out through social media. So crazy. So that's how they speak, Scorpios. If Sun and Scorpio men that are toxic, how they get back at you is they do how they feel that you made them feel. They do it back to you times 3. They kind of they're very vengeful. Very, very vengeful people. And they want you to feel bad about how they feel because they can't handle the emotions. The emotions are too much because the other fixed signs of emotions. So I broke up with him, and then he tried to, I wanted to be friends with him because he wasn't doing well. I felt bad for him, and he was drinking a lot. So I was like friends with him. And long story short, he tried to propose to me when I was friends with him, and I was like, I'm done with you. This is sick. Very sick. Strange Food says, I wonder about Scorpio men and Aquarius compatibility. Scorpios fascinate me. I don't know how to deal with them. 100%. I always say this. I love Scorpio women. Those are They are so amazing, those women. Amazing. But the men, oh my god, it's like they're two different signs. The men, hi Fairy Flower, how are you? And if you have, I remember somebody wrote back to me when I was talking about, because Diddy is a Sun of Scorpio, Leonardo DiCaprio is a Sun of Scorpio. There's many other Sun of Scorpios that are troubled, very troubled. Same thing with Capricorns. But somebody wrote to me and they said, oh, I have a child. I don't want to say who because I don't want to expose them. I have a child that's a Sun of Scorpio. I have a son, and just asking me advice. And not trust me, I don't know what to do. But I would highly recommend this. If I were to give you any advice that from a non-professional, give that child space for their emotions. Because the biggest thing that I've seen with my ex Sun of Scorpio that I saw, with Ryan Reynolds that I see, with Diddy, they don't have an outlet. Scorpios are full of emotion. And I think that's why the women do better, because as women, we're allowed to release our emotions, but men aren't. So make sure that they have an emotional outlet, especially if they go through a lot in their life. They need to be able to have like a screaming room, or learn how to box, or stuff like that, to take out their anger, their frustration, any negative emotion. They need an outlet for it. And they need permission to say it's okay. It just has to be channeled in the right direction. Because they often end up taking out people that they love. Same thing with Capricorns. I've seen that too. Especially the men. Same thing. They take out their emotions on loved ones. And it's usually the girlfriend, unfortunately, which I see happening with Blake. I think Ryan takes out his issue on Blake. And I did say in my last video that I did about them, or It Ends With Us, that go back and watch. I mean, almost 100% accurate about it. Almost. And I said that Ryan caught wind of something and he snooped in. This is before everything came out. Because I saw it. I saw that vengefulness. And there's something in his energy, and being Sun of Scorpio, they can be very, I've experienced it. I dealt with it for 5 months. I can't imagine dealing with it for 14 years. I cannot. And when I broke up with that ex, people kept telling me, you're going to get back together with him. Because we used to talk every day. Because I felt badly for him, And I felt like, okay, I kind of felt partially responsible. And that was, I needed to stop doing that. Because it was sending mixed messages to him that I wanted to get back together with him. And I didn't. I just felt for him. And he was kind of manipulating his way back into my life. And that's when I was like, and I haven't spoken to him in 3 years, 4 years, in a long time. And I don't want anything to do with him. I don't have any hate for him. I want nothing to do with him. So yeah, all the Scorpio placements, it's a lot. Okay, so let's get into the reading and update. I did predict a breakup, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you see it, by October. No, sorry, not by October. I said in the next 2 years. I'm thinking of Freedom Justice. I just covered that. Let's see. Let me clear the energy. This is my selenite. Palo Santo. It's almost like he wants to hide behind all of this. I see him like, which is very Scorpio. They like to hide behind other people and get other people to do the dirty work for them. And I've said this from the first video that came out since the lawsuit. I said Ryan is at the bottom of this. Go back and watch it. So let's see. Okay, so Ace of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Hermit is about sleeping, keeping quiet, which I find very interesting. I mentioned this in the video that I just recorded, that Ryan came out and said that Hugh Jackman is the best. He said, I'm getting Blake and Ryan fatigue. I love your honesty. You're funny. So he came out and said that Hugh Jackman is the best person he knows. I'm like, why do you say that when you're married? Because he's punishing her. He's in the mode of punishment because she didn't go along with exactly how I've been in it. And the thing about Blake, she's the imperfect victim. So people aren't gonna feel sorry for her. I don't like her, but I have empathy for her because she was also very young when they got married. You know, well, not very young, but she was young. In your 20s, I feel like I'm gonna get married in my 20s. I'm glad I did. So Ace of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. He's gonna start working a lot. And I said that before. I see him working on his other businesses because right now, acting is not gonna go for him. Anything he drops, both of them drop. I see her releasing like a fragrance. I just got that. I just got an image of her releasing a fragrance. The bottle's going to be like a mauve color. It's gonna be like rose. But they're going to work on other things, and the more that it plummets, people are going to go crazy on the internet about her and them, mostly her. And I don't like the fact that, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think she's getting hate because she's a woman. I think she's getting hate because she's so good. He's so good. Ryan is so good at hiding his bad side. He's a Sun of Scorpio. That's a lot of them when they're toxic. They're very good at planning bad things to happen to people without it being pinned on them. You know, because they're very mysterious. Ten of Pentacles is the magician of the world. So they're going to keep trying to buy people's names, buy actors to say, hey, we support Blake. It's so sad. It's really, really sad. But ultimately when he leaves, he's going to leave first. He's going to marry somebody younger. He's going to leave somebody younger. And then when she's out of the whole Hollywood thing, I see her maybe even moving to Europe, but she's going to say, Ryan made me do it. She's going to say Ryan made me do it. But check out my Ryan Reynolds video. It's coming out very soon. Tomorrow it will drop for members, and next week it will drop for everybody else. So check that out. It's going to be, I reveal a lot. If you're interested in this whole thing, I don't know, I'm so obsessed. I think I'm obsessed with it because it reminds me of Shakespeare, you know. I love Shakespeare. I love Othello. I think Othello's my favorite Shakespeare. As being an outsider, I've always felt like an outsider my whole life, you know. Like the dark side of being an outsider, like what it can make you do to fit in. That's what I love Othello. But I love Shakespeare. I love all the Shakespearean stories. Okay, so this is the deck I was talking about, and I'm going to use it for A$AP Rocky and Rihanna with the last couple. Please make sure you like the video, guys. On your way in, on your way out, if you can't stay, totally understand. But please like the video. It really, really helps. Okay, so I'm going to share with you Rihanna's chart first and then A$AP Rocky. So I just want to quickly say that before I share that, I did my first A$AP Rocky video and Rihanna 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. Yes, it was 3 years ago. Because it was when I just moved to Miami. And I was right. I was right a lot about it. I don't mean to sound right like that. I don't mean to come across condescending. So sorry if it did. It's just so weird when I see, oh my gosh, I was right. You know, even though it's not really me, it's the tarot intuition. But I said he's going to be involved. I didn't even know anything about him. But I said he's going to be involved in some kind of legal issues. Something with legal, something he did that he's not willing to own up to. And I'll get to his chart and what made me think that. Because his chart was very telling, Sun and Libra, very telling of him not taking accountability. There's certain signs that really struggle with accountability, and Libra is one of them. And I saw her like wanting to fight for this, wanting to fight, but I do see her ending this relationship. So and it's going to be her. So let's read her chart. Sun in Pisces, Moon in Aries, Venus in Aries, and Rising Aries. Lots of Aries. Wow. I really do like Rihanna. I must say that. I just have a soft spot for her. I don't like everything she does, trust me. I honestly don't think she can sing that well, to be honest. But I think she's so beautiful. I love her vision. Um, I love her Fenty. I have friends that have modeled for her Fenty line. I love that. She really understands that fashion is for everyone, and she really means it. And I was trying to explain this to somebody who I knew that was a fashion designer, and he was talking in terms of like sizes. He was like, "What size are you? Size medium, size this?" And I was like, gone are the days of sizes, because, and I don't mean size that you put on. I mean size of labeling people. Because, for example, I'm a size 2 sometimes, depending on what I wear. And then if I go to the UK, I'm a size 10. Or in China, I could be a size, which is where we get most of our clothes made these days. I could be a size 14, because they're so petite. So sizes don't matter anymore. And I was trying to explain that to him. He didn't really get it because I think he was kind of brainwashed by the fashion industry. But I think that's why she was so different. She was able to be so inclusive because she doesn't buy into this. If you're not a size 0, you can't wear my stuff or it won't look good on you. The fact that her models are everyone. And I also really love that she had Johnny Depp on her fashion show. I love that. I love that she supported him. And she just supports like all kinds of people, all walks of life. And she understands. Let me see if she has any Aquarius. Oh, Mercury's in Aquarius. Yeah, I knew that. But she understands what this era of age in Aquarius is about. I think that's why she's become so successful. I used to use her foundation, but they changed the formula, the new formula I don't like. But if she changed the back, I'll definitely buy it because I used to love her foundation, her makeup in general. So that's just my side note about Rihanna. So now let's look at his chart. But her Venus being in Aries, I'm surprised she stayed with him so long because Venus and Aries usually get married and divorced a lot. Let me see, because I was saying that about Jaja Gabor. Let me see if she has Venus in Aries, had Venus in Aries. Oh, Capricorn. No, Mars. Jupiter was in Aries. But a lot of Venus and Aries, they get married and divorced a lot. They're not meant to stay in relationships for a long time. They're just not. Some people just aren't, I'm not saying she won't, but it's going to take the other person understanding that her relationship cycles evolve fast and quickly, if that makes sense. Like she goes through the whole cycle like very quickly. She falls in love quickly, she ends them quickly, she's very quick in love. So let's see. Thank you for your comments, Strange Fruit. I remember reading Did We spoke about ASAP's jealousy exactly towards Rihanna being the downfall of the relationship, 100%. And his involvement with this trial. Thank you for watching that, because that was like a long time ago. I remember that. That was like 3 years ago. And people came after me in the comments, but I don't care. I just say what the tarot reads. I'm not here to tell people what I believe. I give my own opinion, but I don't say, hey, cards, pull out Hermit, pull out this, pull out that. It just naturally comes out. So let's see his. Yes, I did say. So I'm going to get to his chart and I'll explain to you that aspect of his chart. I'm going to get to that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So now, and they make such a beautiful couple. Like, they're such a beautiful looking couple. And also, because he's a sun in Libra, and that's the opposite of Aries. And she has a lot of Aries in her chart. I didn't realize there's so much Aries in her chart. But Venus and Aries, if you know anyone with Venus and Aries, if you have Venus and Aries, make sure the other person is stable, because you're not going to be that stable. And you'll need somebody. I think in every relationship, there's the person that's stable, then there's the other person that's like all over the place, you know, not all over the place, but like wants to leave. I know I need somebody stable because I tend to be like that, where I'm like, okay, next. Then I have to be reminded, okay, there's compatibility, you know, the grass isn't always greener. I have to remind myself that. Um, so yeah. So, okay, ASAP Rocky. Sorry, the Jaja Gabor thing threw me off. Okay, so his sun is in Libra, moon is in Cancer, Venus is in Leo. And that's what makes me think he's jealous. Also, Libras can be very jealous. Sun Libras can be very jealous. And his jealousy, like I said, will be the downfall. But let's see. Let's get an update, especially with this child. Let's get an update. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, so I see there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress at home, which makes sense right now. And he's losing his temper. I strongly see that. King of Swords, King of Wands, Five of Cups. He's losing his temper and it's making her upset because she's very sensitive, you know. As a Sun of Cups, she's very sensitive, very like. But I see him having rage issues. I've said this before, and I said that's what ended up him getting into the legal problems. That he has rage issues that he doesn't want to own up to. And I've dated, I always say this, the two signs I'll never date. A Libra and Scorpio. Those are the two signs. Mostly Libra. But Scorpio. Everybody else I consider it. Capricorn, sometimes I'm like, they get on my nose. The men get on my nose. But the two signs are Libra and Scorpio. I never date. Ever get. Because of the inner rage. If they are unhealed. And most people don't take the healing. They don't take the steps to make themselves better, to heal. Two of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Cups. So he's acting like the king. He's acting like, you know, this is very sad. So because I got King of Cups and Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Cups, it's implying, and I did pick this up before, she thought he was mature, but she's seeing that he's really not. She's seeing that it was a facade, you know? It was a facade. Let's see. Strange Fruit says, I agree, and there are definitely exceptions. My parents have been married for almost 30 years. Wow. My dad is Venus in Aqua, my mom is Venus in Aries. Wow. Yes, that's definitely an exception. That's really cool that you have that example. But it was also a different era. I think with the age of Aquarius, authenticity, you know, especially being millennials, Gen Zs, the reason why, and I'm not saying this for your parents, I'm just saying as a society, being given the option to leave is enticing. You know, like you really have to have a strong foundation in your relationship or in yourself to stay. If it's a healthy situation, you know. But like I said, especially Venus and Aries can tend to be like the grass is greener, you know, tend to be those types, which I've definitely been those types. But I'm most compatible with people. For example, if I'm being disrespected, I leave. But there's some people that are being disrespected in relationships that will stay because that's their foundation. They don't mind staying because they're used to staying. But it would take something extraordinary, not extraordinary, but based on respect and understanding and mutual love for me to stay in a relationship. I'm not just gonna stay. And that's my Venus in Aquarius. We don't just stay. It has to mean something to us for us to stay. But for example, like Venus in Capricorn, they stay. Venus in Scorpio, they stay, Regardless of situations, it takes them a while to stay. I mean, it takes them a while to leave, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. That's what I have to say. So, yeah, I do see them ending up, unfortunately, and that's beautiful children. I wish them only the best. I really do. Even him, because I see that he has unhealed trauma. And this woman that I follow on Instagram, she said, well, on YouTube, she posted it because I follow her on YouTube too. She said, her name is Prima de Salivol, by the way. She's so cool. She said, the biggest enemy of a child is an unhealed parent. And it's so real, So, not even just a child, to anyone, to a partner, to a friend, when you're around toxic people that don't heal, they don't take the steps to improve their lives, they can become an enemy, and they don't mean to be. They're just stuck in a cycle of repetitive toxicity, and you just end up in the middle, So yeah, and that's how I was too when I didn't actively go to therapy, work on myself, do my healing, yoga. In fact, I have a really annoying neighbor, really annoying neighbor, and it's taken everything within me. Because before I used to like yell at people, not really yell, but like get really feisty with people. And it's taken everything within me. I'd say in my 30s when I really decided to not fight with people anymore, especially about trivial stuff. I just told my management company, but yeah, I've had to just like keep it professional, even with job situations. Keep quiet when you hear people gossiping about you. Just keep quiet, do your work, be mature, be the bigger person. Unless they're physically harming you, doing stuff like that, it's better to just stay true to health, stay true to being better, stay true to bettering yourself and taking the high road, because you react and then you're the bad person, So, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. 100%. 100% respect is sometimes more important than love. I think so, 100%. But your Venus is an Aquarius too, right? Respect to Aquarius is big to us. Respect is number one for everybody, like for everyone in our lives, rather. I think Libra men are good at masking and performing relationships. So good, girl. I want to hear your story about that. Trust me, I'm telling you, that's number one sign I will never date again is Libra. Scorpio, I say that too, only because I remember my my famous ex is a Scorpio, and I see the Ryan thing, so maybe it's like a momentarily thing in the moment. But Libra is definitely, no matter what moment I'm in, I've had enough. I've had enough. And I feel bad. My cousin is a Libra, and she's so sweet. But a lot of even in friendships, a lot of Libras can be very. And I've met some other great Libras, very sweet Libras, but in general, Libras they're very good at pretending, from what I've seen. Strange fruit, 100%. Okay, guys, I can't believe it's been almost an hour. Oh my goodness, this has gone by like this. Wow, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for everybody for joining, for adding your 2 cents. Holly once said in a live, if you date a Libra Capricorn man, you may be I did say that. See, I have had my moments I felt like that about Capricorns. Actually, somebody said that. I watched somebody talk about it from Love is Blind. She was talking about a Libra man. But for full transparency, no, let me not say that, because this Capricorn is still in my life. But in general, I feel like that about Capricorn. Once I'm done dealing with a Capricorn, like at that moment, I'm like, I'm done with Capricorn. I'm gonna never date them again. But never say never. But Libras for sure. Capricorn men are horrible, no more compass. I can tell you stories. You're reading my life, fam. You're reading everything I've experienced in life. But I will say this about my Capricorn ex. I was with him for 5 years. Well, on and off 5 years. It was a very toxic relationship. Honestly, I can say that I learned a lot. And I think Capricorns, because they're ruled by Saturn, Saturn is the planet of teachings, learnings, karma. He taught, like being in that relationship taught me a lot. It was the biggest life teacher experience I've ever had in my life. Ever had in my, and the Scorpio too, I must say that. But Capricorns, I feel, especially the men, always teach me big lessons that I have to learn. And mostly by me wanting love from them that they never want to give me. Or just being mutual, having mutual respect, reciprocity, stuff like that. Because I don't want to sound like a victim, because I'm not a victim. But they're just very cold and cruel. They can be very cruel with their words. And you have to really be strong to deal with a Capricorn man. Like very, very strong. And you have to be wanting to fight with them constantly. And that's not the kind of relationship I like. I don't like to constantly be nagging the person, constantly be, you need to do this, you need to do that. I like the person to just know, So it is what I often say Scorpios and Capricorns make a good match. I feel like that. Make a very good match. And Libras and Aries, I feel like make a good match. And Libras and I wouldn't say Geminis. I think Gemini and Aquarius make a good match in general. Because most of my healthy relationships have been with Geminis. And Sagittarius, funnily enough. But who would Libra go well with? Who do you guys think Libra go well with? I had a friend who was a Scorpio, and he was married to a Libra woman for a long time. And he said they had a great relationship. So maybe Scorpios. But I've heard a lot of people tell me horrible stories about Libra men specifically. I've only really, obviously, because I'm straight, have dealt with a Libra woman in friendships, but even that has been very two-faced, disloyal, talk about me behind my back, and I can't stand that. To find out, I don't do the two-faced thing. I hope that the relationship that I'll get into will not be full of mindless arguments. That's the thing, Brianne. That's the thing. But I feel like with Capricorn, that's what I end up constantly fighting with them. Constantly, and I'm like, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And I don't want to be a nag, But some people, I really believe this, is that we're all accountable for our lives, right? But some people just bring out the worst in you. And for me, it's Libras and Capricorn. And Scorpio's not like that, even though I say that I'm Scorpio. Again, just because they're very controlling, and I don't do well with controlling. I find them very smart, genius types, but they're just very, very controlling. And as an Aquarius, I don't do well with control. I just don't. You can guide me, tell me from a place of truth and love what you think would be best for me. At the end of the day, you're not going to tell me what to do. That's my choice. Free will. So, yeah, guys, this has been so fun. Oh, hi, Celine. How are you? It's been a while. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. God bless you and bless you forever. Oh, you too. So much love your way. I haven't seen you in a while, Celine. How have you been? It's been a while, actually. It's been like a few months since I've seen you. But I'm glad. I hope you can rewatch this if you find this interesting at all. I'm just about to end this. I'm going to do my dance workouts and Pilates. So I'm about to do that right now. But honestly, guys, this has been so much fun. Next week, it's my birthday, so I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be at Universal, Hollywood, or Orlando. I'm not saying which one, for Harry Potter. And then I'll be back the following week. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining Thank you for making these lives so special. You really do it, all the work. I just read the tarot, but bring your energy, bring your love, your positivity, your comments really means a lot to me. And I am very, very grateful. So I'm about to end this. I love you all again. Thank you for watching. Please like, don't forget to like. Take care.